Back here on the Sports Buzz broadcast live via the Ustream, part of the SomaCal Media Network. Ryan Bonifant alongside Todd Bruno and the sideline sensei Luke Sankey.
What's up?
Heard the promo about Felix Albarne's new show, Primetime Geek, which was a very successful first show this past Saturday. Did a very fantastic job, especially with him trying to run everything in the studio for the first time ever. Pulled off a man's effort, if you will, trying to get everything rolling for his show. So check him out every Saturday night from 8 to 10 on the latest on comic books, the movies, video games, everything that would qualify as geek. That's all.
Felix talks Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
No Dungeons and Dragons, but if you're talking about comic books, I may have a new favorite show.
There you go. Yeah, and he does talk about it. He gets in depth with them too, with new.
Did you talk about that new Star Trek movie yet?
He's wanting to.
Okay.
He's wanting to. Unfortunately, he has not. I don't think he's found.
Well, it's only one show. He's got time.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time. You can join us here tonight, though, at 407-788-0479. That's the phone number to reach us if you want to talk about the 2008 year in sports. We still have that to talk about. Talk about some of the big stories that's going on in the NFL. Another big story we kind of talked about a little bit, the fact that, there are reports now that Tom Brady's recovery has slowed up a bit, if you will. He's kind of fallen back, which now would raise the question. Now, again, there's still plenty of offseason left to see where he stands right now, but there are reports saying that he may possibly need to require one more surgery, which will leave him off another year, potentially, which now leads to question. And, Luke, I know you and I have talked about this on the phone a couple times. The future of one Matt Castle. He is going to be the hottest commodity, free agent-wise, this NFL offseason. Because of the successful season he's had with the Patriots, to get them to still be 11-5, and possibly, right now, doesn't look like it because the Ravens and the Dolphins are winning their games right now, but, had Patriots still potentially given a chance to be in the playoffs still. I ask you this, and I'll start off with you, the sideline sensei Luke Sankey. Matt Castle, you're not sure about Tom Brady's future. What do you do with Matt Castle? Because there's going to be teams after it.
They would have done this anyway, even if Tom Brady was right on pace. Until they see Tom Brady on the field taking reps, Matt Castle will be a New England Patriot. They are going to franchise tag him. This team is ridiculously under the cap. They have more money probably under the cap than any of these other teams, maybe with the Colts. Possibly there might be a couple others in the running. They will franchise him, and until Brady proves he's healthy, he will be on that team. Now, I think this is a little bit of sensationalism on the behalf of ESPN. Carson Palmer completely destroyed his knee in a playoff game. In a playoff game, it was backed by, I believe it was the second or third preseason game. So, and you're talking about if he needs to have another surgery, it's to clean up stuff, put together a couple of ligaments, sew them back together. He'd still have a long time to get ready. So I think this is a little bit of a read our article.
Yeah.
But honestly, if he doesn't prove himself to be healthy, Castle will be there. If he does, they will trade away Castle's franchise tag to the highest bidder and get something for him instead of watching him walk out the door for free.
Go ahead.
I think what you're going to have too, Luke, and I think you just nailed it too, is I think you're going to have a situation with Brady next year whenever he does come back. It's going to be a situation kind of like Peyton Manning this year. He's not going to have his timing. He's not going to have his rhythm. It's going to take him a lot of reps, in a lot of games to get that back. But until you know exactly, you got to give him time to figure out exactly where he's at. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. The only thing is, I guess, if Matt Castle starts to demand too much money, like you said, if they franchise him, then it's a completely different story. But if the demand gets too high, well, then, it's like we talked about that system. They'll find somebody else to plug in at quarterback. But, yeah, I think, they keep him until they know what's going on.
And the demand can't get too high for the fact that they hold all the chips. You can franchise tag him. Is someone going to want to come out with signing him to a deal? Now, there's two different franchise tags. There's the franchise tag where you can give up 2 first-round picks, and there's an exclusive rights one, which means you have to pay them even a little more than the franchise tag, and then no one can talk to your guy, period.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they won't put the exclusive one on him. Matter of fact, the only one I can remember in the last handful of years that it's had it is Nnamdi Asomugha last season. But I'm sure they'll put the franchise tag on him, and if someone wants to go after him and give up 2 first-round draft picks for him, Okay. I don't think someone would be willing to pay that steep of a price. And even honestly, I think even if Brady's back looking great, why just let, like you've just stated, the hottest commodity walk out your door for free? If nothing else, put a transition tag on him and start negotiating. There's no way he gets to walk away for free, honestly. There's too many teams in need of a guy like him, who unfortunately I don't think is going to be anything away from New England, honestly. But I mean, there's too many teams that are going to want this guy. And to just be like, you know what, it's cool, walk away. No, they're getting something in return.
Yeah, and you look at teams that do need a quarterback. I mean, you honestly think they would love to have Matt Castle on their squad? I mean, I can name 4 or 5 right off the top of my head. San Francisco, Detroit. There's a bunch of teams that could use Matt Castle.
I always say with this situation, you got to be, and I realize I'm dating myself a little bit, but you always got to be careful you don't get stuck with Scott Mitchell.
Or Rob Johnson coming out of Jacksonville.
And I think, I think Matt Castle's a good guy.
Cleveland, Derek Anderson, he did not have
At least Derek Anderson was successful for that franchise, and let's face it, they got...
So was Matt Castle this year.
But
that system,
he was successful with Cleveland, and Cleveland re-signed him. Scott Mitchell was successful with Miami, goes over to Detroit. Rob Johnson successful with Jacksonville, goes over to Buffalo. This is guys leaving a system for mega money. Derek Anderson's deal, let's face it, if he would have done anything this year, they signed him to a fantastic deal. I mean, it's like a 3-year low-end money deal when you look at some of the other deals being handed out. But no, to Todd's point, a lot of these guys put together one great year, really bankroll it, and who is your example of the success story of that backup that had a great season, went on, signed the big deal, and was successful in another team? No one comes to my mind.
And the thing that you always have to remember, and I say that, is second time around the league is going to be a lot different because there was no game footage on Matt Castle this time around. So that, not saying that he's not going to be a good quarterback, but teams will be more prepared for him most certainly next season.
You can join us here, 407-788-0479. That's the phone number to get in if you want to talk about anything that's going on with the NFL. We do have some college games coming up as well this week. New Year's Day, obviously the big Rose Bowl between Penn State and USC. It's a game of interest. Got some other good New Year's Day Bowl, Capital One Bowl here in Orlando, which is Georgia, Michigan State. You get to see the 2 runner-ups to the Doak Walker, Noshawn Moreno for Georgia, Javon Ringer for Michigan State. So you got some good games coming out here. And as I mentioned when we were going to break, I have an interesting list here that, thanks to Iceman for sending this to me. Now, the bowl committees are permitted to give the college players who are involved in the bowl some gifts for coming and playing and representing their program, their school in this specific bowl.
Pretty sweet setup.
Yeah, it's not too shabby. And all I got to say is I should have pursued more in college football. I should have went a little further. This is the Eagle Bank Bowl. Okay, the Eagle Bank Bowl between Navy and Wake Forest. That was held December 20th in Washington. This is what they got. A Sony portable DVD player, an embossed leather DVD carry case, commemorative football, a custom die-struck medallion, same one that was used for the coin toss, a woven Afghan, a custom woven Afghan.
Is there like someone's grandma who's pounding out like
they locked some old lady in a closet and made her knit?
It's like the scene from what is it, Happy Gilmore? My fingers hurt.
Exactly.
Get back in there.
But it goes on. A embroidered beanie, warm-up suit, T-shirt, jacket, sneakers, and a gym bag.
Gym bag that they forget to tell you is stuffed with like $100 bills.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's before you get into college.
You gotta love the NCAA.
No, I would have loved the Las Vegas Bowl.
Such bureaucracy.
I would have loved the Las Vegas Bowl. A Nintendo Wii Sports Bundle package.
Of course.
An Oakley whole shot watch and a hat. Not as much stuff.
Where's the Afghan at?
The beanie. Where's my damn beanie?
Go over a couple more. The Poinsettia Bowl. Boys State TCU. Yeah. Well,
did they get poinsettias?
How about this? This is so California. This is so California. A Tommy Hilfiger watch, an iPod Touch, a Best Buy gift certificate, and a hooded sweatshirt.
How does